For years may have been solved, and it's got nothing to do with flying saucers or little green men. It's all been a huge hoax, according to the two men involved. How they say they did it, coming next in part 2.
Which have been appearing in Britain's cornfields burst into the open again today. Two men in their 60s told a national newspaper that they'd been making the corn circles using bits of rope and wood. They even carried out a demonstration of their methods and said they'd decided to give up their hobby. But scientists who've spent years studying the phenomenon said it was all a hoax. The man-made corn circles weren't up to the standard of those which as yet are unexplained.
Two over 60s called Dave and Doug claim all it takes to make a crop circle are 2 old planks, a couple of lengths of rope and an imagination. With a stout pair of boots and some gusto, the crop can be laid down in no time at all. Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley claim that over 13 years they've made many a crop circle that's baffled scientists from all over the world.
We wanted to make the UFO societies think that a UFO had landed, you see. And after a few years, they didn't know whether to believe it or not. And as the years rolled by, we started doing certain patterns. And as you see today, we've got quite complicated in them.
At certain times of your life, you love to take somebody for a ride, don't you? If it's not doing any harm. And I didn't see it doing any harm.
As their patterns became more complicated, Dave and Doug worked out a way of trampling in straight lines, using a primitive wire sight to line up on an object on the horizon. Scientists from all over the world have deployed the latest technology to unfold the mystery of the circles. Low-light cameras and video recorders have just made visible the occasional mysterious light in the night, skipping across the hedgerows. For the tourists, it doesn't seem to matter whether it's flying saucers or Dave and Doug. Viewing the circles is still worth a quid. From the air, Dave and Doug's effort today looked pretty good. But on the ground, the experts weren't impressed at all.
It's an obvious, I mean, it's absolutely obvious. This here, you see, it's not consistent at all with the genuine phenomenon.
There are such things as genuine phenomena in crop circles and pictograms, as we call them. This is a hoax, and it is easy for us to see that it is a hoax.
One counterfeit coin, they say, doesn't make every coin false, and the real crop circles can be separated from the fakes, which Dave and Doug have enjoyed making.
Being Englishmen, to be in an English cornfield in the middle of summer at midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning is the majority of people wouldn't know what we were talking. Absolutely beautiful.
There's no traffic, there's no human beings, there's no nothing. There's a full moon in the sky, lovely starry night.
With your cheese roll.